I drove a truck full of tools, so in my truck you'll find none but a whole bunch of tools. But one of the tools that I use the most, I do have many tools that I use, but one of the most common tools that I'm always going to use a lot is going to be a knife, for sure. My favorite knife that I always use is usually going to be a Leatherman Wave Plus. This is I do apartment maintenance, and this is an amazing knife that I always carry with me. It's a great multi-tool. It's not a great knife. One issue that I have with this knife is that if you're really going to cut something that's really hard, this knife is really slippery. So you don't have a very good grip when you're going to do some major cutting. So it's a knife. It's got a knife. It's not really a knife. It's more of a multi-tool. I wouldn't consider this a great knife. It is a great multi-tool, but it's not a great knife. And I do carry other knives. I've always liked these Milwaukee Fastbacks. They're great knives. They're amazing. They're good knives. There's a lot you can do with these. They're wonderful knives. And I also carry in that truck. I always have this small Kershaw. It's just that open. It's a good knife. It's a little knife. So even if my hands are not that big, it's really a small knife. So it's a good knife to carry in your pocket or to have around the truck. But it's kind of a small knife. Now, the other day I was walking around Ace Hardware and I happened to find this knife. And this is the Kershaw. And this would be the Select Fire 1920. So I got this knife and I wasn't looking for a knife when I went in there. I was just looking at tools, and I happened to see this knife. It's not an assisted open, so you do have to flicker your wrist a little bit. Guys that are into knives, they know what I mean. And of course, we all know Kershaws, they come really sharp out of the box. And this is an amazing knife. Honestly, I wasn't looking for a knife, but I got this knife and I want to share it and review it and share it with you guys. I will put a link to it, but I did buy it at an Ace Hardware, so some Ace Hardwares may have it. Some of these, regular stores, you may be able to just stop by and buy at a store, but I'll put a link to it. Now, the thing about this knife that I really like, well, there's two things. Number one, it's the body or the frame is really thick, so you get a really good grip. I'm left-handed, so you get a really good grip with this knife, because it's just, even though my hands are not that big, I can imagine somebody with bigger hands that have a harder time gripping a small knife like this one. Now, with a better grip, of course, you can make more force, cut some more, and it's got a pretty deep, I don't know what you call this, where you put your finger in there, so it's not gonna slide. It's a nice knife. It's a nice blade too. So I did like the knife part of it, but the thing that really got me is it's got the bit driver. It'll lock at a 90, and then it'll open. Well, it doesn't lock. It just stays at a 90, and then it opens all the way up. And it comes with 4 bits, 2 flatheads, and 2 Phillips. Of course, you can always change them. I've got a box of bits here. These are, you can always, whatever you're going to use the most. Let's say we're using these. So these will fit in here. You could always swap out any bits that you don't use, or put the ones that you use the most. And I thought that was really nice about this knife, because it gives you 4 options, so you can carry the 4 bits that you're going to use the most. Of course, this is not going to be the best bit driver in the world, but it'll get you out of a bind. It's a nice tool to have, I think. It's got a pocket clip, so you could carry it in your pocket. It's not as thick as a Leatherman. The Leatherman's really thick. Not everybody likes carrying a Leatherman around. It's a heavier knife, a thicker knife, and it's not the best knife in the world. It's a good multi-tool. This is a much better knife. The grip on it is just amazing. You just grab it and hold it, and I think it has an amazing grip. Of course, you could change the pocket clip to either side, which I always think is great, because I'm left-handed, so I kind of need to flip it, but right now I haven't. So I just wanted to review this knife. I think for guys that are into construction or maintenance or handyman or stuff like that, or just somebody wants to have something that's more than a knife, I think this is an amazing knife. Anyways, I will put a link to it. Thank you for watching.